What is going on? What's going on, everybody? Look who's in the house. The sister, hello. Deja. Go and tell them who you are.
Hello. My name is Shara Lee.
Oh, and I'm James Hollingsworth, and you are watching us live here on the Working People's Podcast, where everybody desires to build generational wealth and a financial legacy for their family. If you're watching via Facebook, right here on my personal page, press that subscribe, not like and subscribe, but press that like button and the heart button and share this video. This is going to be a really good one tonight. If you're watching on the Working People's Podcast, do the same thing. You know what to do. Press that thumbs up button, press that heart button, share this video with your friends, family, auntie, cousin, them, and all of them. And then also make sure that you share it with your friends and your family. This is some good information and some good content we're bringing you tonight. And if you're watching via YouTube on the Working People's Podcast channel, what they need to do, Deja?
Like and share. Like and share.
Y'all need to like and share this video. And press that thumbs up like button. And also subscribe to the channel, the YouTube Working People's Podcast. Hey, if you're watching here on Facebook, do the same. Go over there to the Working People's Podcast YouTube channel and press that subscribe button over there. We got some good content that's flowing, man. It's flowing and it's live. And we want to give a big, huge shout out to Reverend Pastor Dr. Rodney Williams and Second Friendship Baptist Church. They have made themselves available. We are streaming live on the Second Friendship Missionary Baptist Church Facebook page. Come on, give them a shout out.
All right.
Pastor Rodney Williams and the ship. Glad that you all are able to watch the content, watch us live here. Man, I don't know, Deja, do you want to tell them what we're going to talk about tonight? Or, because you told me that you've been having some little minor confrontations with people today on social media, so you might be hot. It's ready to go.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting day for me today in social media land. But today we have some really good information. Our title is Aging Gracefully. So we're going to be talking about what that looks like.
And we're not talking about black don't crack. We're not talking about that.
No.
Sometimes, man, when we've been talking about this topic for 2 or 3 days now, and we've really come up with the the framework of the content, and we know that for some it's going to make. I hope it don't trigger you, because all we're trying to do is hope you. You know what I'm saying? We just try to hope you. So I hope that it don't trigger you, and I hope that you get something out of it that you can implement and use in your day-to-day life, because man, if you don't plan for life will just happen to you. And I'm telling you.
Yeah. And those are the things that we cannot prevent happening, which is aging.
Can't do nothing about that, but just let it happen.
Can't do nothing about that.
Ain't nothing you can do about that. As long as you keep, blinking, waking up every morning, you're going to get older. In fact, we're getting older by the second.
Yeah.
And that's just the real talk right there. I'm a little concerned too, because I know that I have been accused, and I don't know if I rubbed off on Deja or she rubbed off on me, but I've been accused of pouring cold water on people's dreams and hopes.
No, you gotta say it like you be saying it with me.
Deja, can you believe people be telling me all you do is just pour cold water on our dreams and hopes?
I can't believe that, John.
Hey, but Deja, what somebody told you recently? What they tell you?
They be telling me all of the stuff.
You know what you said they told you about? You just ain't trying to. You just bringing us down or something. What she say?
I'm attacking the black women.
Yeah, all you do is just bring us down.
All you do is just try to bring us down. Like you ain't got no hope for.
we do
That particular one. I was speaking from an investor standpoint, and I was like, I'm sorry. I said, you know what, Lord, you're going to have to tame this mouth. Because I ain't trying to pour cold water on James.
On their dreams and on their hopes. Tonight really can help you, helping other people excel. It really can be of great benefit to you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it is so important that people plan for the future. And sometimes I really believe that people think that, they have more time than what they really do. I'm telling you, it didn't seem like, but just yesterday that I was like 20, 25, 30. Man, these years go by quick. Before you know it, you celebrating your 40th birthday. And then all you do is go to work a few more days. And then all of a sudden you celebrating your 50th birthday. That's real talk.
That is true.
So we just really want to make sure that, so if we speak it with a little urgency and passion, it's because we really want better outcomes, especially for our Black people, especially. Now, this is not limited. This content is not only for, Black people, African Americans. Anybody can benefit from it. But we do talk a lot about things that are specific to the Black community, because we are so doggone far behind when it comes to building wealth. Well, maybe we just better get into the presentation, because at least I can wait and go 2 or 3 minutes into the presentation before I start pouring cold water on people's dreams and hopes. There we go, to share my screen.
Yeah.
DG, you need to stop it, girl. I said we was gonna do a video with some of Deja's savage moments when she talk about what you doing climbing through the window, climbing through people's windows, taking their socks off,
And rent due on the first.
And rent is due on the first. Good Lord, that's a good one. We're gonna have to definitely talk about that one day. Rent's due on the first.
Oh yes.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna bring somebody in with us here. This is my sister.
Hi.
Do you hear us?
Yes.
Great. Why don't you introduce yourself for the people? Tell them who you is. Who you is.
Aubrey
Great. Oh, you know what? Hey, you all bear with us 1 second. If you got down at the bottom of your screen, do you see a button that says mute, and you see where it says audio? Click on that on that arrow, and make sure that you have on stereo audio. Yep, and then come a little closer so we can hear you really good. Good, because you got some contributions to add to us tonight. So I'm going to put my screen on a little bit, and I want to get these ladies' thoughts about some of this content we're going to have on the on this presentation. I really want to hear from them. So let me do that. Yep. Take this off of that sound. Aubrey, I believe. Aubrey, you got to make sure that you take us. Don't put us on your speakers, on your computer speakers. That's where we get the feedback from. Just 1 second. Okay, so here we go with the screen presentation. And let me go over here to PowerPoint. And I'll come bring Aubrey back in a minute. So, the Working People's Podcast. Deja.
Yes,
sir. So, do you see that date I put on there?
Yes.
I put, today is June 30th, 2022. And I put June 30th, Infinity and Beyond, because everybody's date when they won't be here anymore is different.
Yes.
Yes.
But we all going to get old. So, Deja, why don't you share this one with them? And because I know this is something that you presented to me.
Yeah. So this was actually a presentation that I had seen show up in just a social media advertisement. And basically what it's saying in the U.S. right now, there are 77 million baby boomers. 10,000 and 4,000 of the 77 million baby boomers in America. 10,000 baby boomers, are turning 65, and 4,000 are turning 85 every day. So what that is saying is the baby boomers is the age year of 1946 through 1964, and the Gen X is 1965 through 1980. So this is the population that they are predicting will be in need of some type of long-term care facility over the next 20 years. Long-term care, whether it's assisted living, whether it's residential group home for seniors, is slated to grow exponentially over the next 20 years. That field would be the fastest growing industry.
Yep. Absolutely. The fastest growing industry that is being predicted is going to be the assisted living facilities. So with the aging population, and if you didn't see it, that 77 million was just baby boomers. That didn't even include the Generation X generation. That was just the baby boomers. So if you were born anywhere between 46 and 1980, you are included. Now, y'all hear me? If you were born anywhere between the years of 1946 and 1980, you are included, not in the 77 million, but you are included in that population or that group of people that's going to be in the growth population of the assisted living facilities. You know what I'm saying, Deja?
Yes, that is true.
Yes. So these numbers are astronomical, right? We're talking about 25 years, the next 25 years. Think about how old are you now? If you're 40, in 25 years, you're going to be what? Is that 65? 65 at retirement age. And you are just days away from the possibility of needing to be in an assisted living facility. And then I know it may seem like, man, that if you're 50, you're like 15, 20 years away from, if you experience some type of medical condition or medical issue or some type of life altering situation, you could find yourself needing the services of someone who is in Deja's field. She is a professional owner of facilities that help people with assisted living. You could truly, this is a wow. I mean, when I first got this information, it disturbed me because I was like, I'm close. I got to make sure that I'm prepared and I've planned. I'm close.
Yep.
Whew. Are you preparing yourself financially right now through the cycles of life and for the time when you're no longer in the general workforce? Are you preparing yourself now? Who's going to grow old with you through these transitions? Especially if you're single. Who's going to be there to grow with you as you age and go through the next phases and transitions of life from where you are now to in the future? Have you established your trust, your will, your medical advocacy Have you established and gotten written down these things, documented through an attorney, through legal services, your power of attorney, or the person that will grow with you, will it be Simba? Meow, 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 meow. That's scary. So one thing that I'm concerned about is,
or even James, I'm thinking about the Golden Girls.
Right.
All four of them.
Right. The Golden Girls. Y'all remember the Golden Girls? I'm taking you off mute, Aubrey. Yep. So your volume's down a little lower. I just want to make sure we can hear you. As long as you don't have us on like Facebook or anything, playing on another source or anything like that, or yeah. So yeah, if you are able, just turn your volume up so we can hear you good. So we got some information we want to share with you about Medicaid, because if you are not, I mean, think about it. Once you hit 65, we become eligible for Medicare. Now, Medicaid is something different. And Deja could probably share with us the difference between Medicare and Medicaid, because a lot of your clients have to use those services. So maybe you could explain to people, because especially if it's not affecting us now, we think like, oh, I'm still young, black don't crack, But I actually got this information, was sent to me by Aubrey, my sister. That's why I wanted to bring her on. But Deja, can you tell us the difference between Medicare and Medicaid so people will understand the difference between them?
Yeah. Medicaid and Medicare are two totally separate insurances. So with Medicaid is a state-funded insurance. So you will see it vary from state to state. Some states have a wraparound coverage, and some states doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Medicaid, that is what covers the cost for long-term care, like in a residential care facility, nursing home. Whereas the Medicare, it is age-based insurance, or if you have a disability and you receive funds through the Social Security Administration, you may also have Medicare regardless of your age. So the difference is with Medicaid provides for long-term care when a person is in a nursing home, skilled nursing facility. If they're in a state licensed residential group home, they may also be able to provide some subsidies.
Yeah.
Medicare does not do that. Now most people don't understand the difference in the two and what's covered. But also too, with your Medicaid, it allows for durable medical equipment. It's covered as long as you have a physician order and a script that states that it's a medical need. It covers additional things like attends or diapers that some of the individuals may need. As they get older. Most of the time, when it's a residential care facility, the person will have what's known as a Medicaid waiver. And that waiver is a subscription for paid services like home care, personal care, even in the individual's private home.
Yeah.
So it is a significant difference that people need to research and understand the difference. Because a lot of the times people think that Medicare is going to cover those things when it doesn't. It needs to be Medicaid.
Right. So Aubrey, when you sent me this information, and when I got it, man, it I was struggling. Now we haven't shared it with everybody yet, but you sent me some information about Medicaid. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell everybody what that was that you sent me.
Mm-hmm. it was from that doing and he should his medical has advice that owner and you just need long care 5 years you need to have that home asset you want now if not would
Okay. What I'm gonna do, Gene, I'm gonna read it because we're still having trouble with your audio coming through. So I'm gonna read it. So this is what she sent me. So I won't say who it's from. I won't go through that. But this person posted something, and my sister sent it to me. It says $1 million worth of game in one post. Don't say I never. Well, probably I think they meant to say. No, don't think I've never told you anything. I wonder how many people would act on this advice. So much wealth is lost post-retirement and upon death. If your parents have a net worth of $600,000 and the cost of the care is $10,000 per month, the government will eat away at that for 60 months or 5 years before help kicks in. Now, they wrote this kind of in code, and I think sometimes when people write certain things, they're just writing something so they can kind of let you know how smart they are, how much knowledge they have, and they could have just worded it and just said what they were going to say. So we're going to break this down and explain it to you here in a minute. If your parents aren't stubborn and understand the game, transfer the assets 5 years before they need long-term care. And then he goes on to say, because he was trying to drum up some business, I'm doing a webinar this week on how to finance, find, and finalize multifamily real estate deals. So let me break this down for you. In a nutshell, what he was in essence beginning to say and talk about was how many people, they don't really have adequate savings set aside for retirement, right? And because of that, what tends to happen is, they either run out of money completely and then have to go to Medicaid, which is state-sponsored insurance for long-term care or just medical needs and things like that. These are talked about how they cover certain types of things, like they may cover Depends and diapers, and they may cover other types of, wheelchairs or other type of assisted living aids that you may need, right? However, some people may have income, but it's not enough to take care of their daily needs. And they too will then go to Medicaid and apply for it. And because, especially in the Black community, we're so used to asking people to help us with something. Don't get mad at me. I'm just saying it like it is. 1961, AFDC came into being, Aid for Families with Dependent Children. Then all of a sudden, we got the Claudine syndrome came upon us. And we got to have, help, food stamps, an extra check, WIC. Anything else y'all want to name in there?
No, you covered it.
I covered a lot of them, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Right? And I ain't hating on that, because we grew up on that. Me and my sister, y'all don't know nothing about them books. Y'all got the card now. Y'all don't know about them books. The books, stamps, and then you can go to the store and you gotta, and then you looking to read the sign on the window at the store. Do they take food stamps? Because you want to make sure you don't get embarrassed if you go in there and they don't take food stamps. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
No.
Or
James.
Yes.
You take this dollar. Get your 25-cent pack up, now laters or whatever.
And keep the change.
Bring me the 75-cent change.
Yes.
So daddy got to get some cigarettes or something.
Yep. And you do that a few times so you can get change. Take that $5 one down there and get change. Spend like 25 cents for a pack of gum so you can get the change from that $5.
Yeah. We know about all that.
They should know about that. Gene, you know about that. Hey, and how about this one? Hey, I'll give you a 60 book for $20.
What's the math on that, James?
Man, that's a straight up right there, boy. I take that deal. You gonna do what? You gonna give me $60?
I got one even better for you, James.
You got a better one?
I got a better one. Take this note down to Miss Jean down the street. Let her know I need to borrow a 50 pack of her stamps until mine's hit in 2 weeks.
And I'll pay her back that 50 book plus 20. Woo wee! Y'all showed up. Hey, y'all, if anybody watching, y'all know about this. Oh, hey Tara. Our cousin Tara's watching. So check this out. Look. Medicaid, if you have to go on it, whatever you use, for however long you use it, for however long, that's why I put the dates of 0000 on there. However long you use it, the state, somebody back there like this.
Oh, calculate.
Yep. Oh, they went and got some, what they got? Oh, they got a hospital bed. Oh, a wheelchair. A walker. Oh, they need one of them the boots on their foot with the extra height because one of their legs shorter than the other one.
Yep.
Oh, they need a what? They need a what? Oh, they need a
high-rise toilet.
A high-rise toilet. What else they need?
A ramp on their house.
We paying the cost of their room and board. They calculating, adding all of this up, right? Then when you die, let's just say some clerk forgot your file. They can go back 5 years into history after you dead
to settle that account.
To settle that account and get all their money back from the bed, from the shoe that was for the leg that was too short, for the high-rise toilet. They can go back 5 years and get all their money back. When my sister sent me that, I got on my phone like a crackhead and start researching because I was like, oh, Jesus, I didn't know about that.
Miss Aubrey, he called me that day. Anxiety was on 1,000.
On 1,000.
James, I said, you gonna be okay? You don't know what the financial manager told me. XYZ years.
So now we about to hope you. We ain't even got to the presentation part yet on this. We about to hope you. I heard reading through the comment section because both my sister and Deja know how I'm like obsessed with reading through the comment section. Jean too, reading through the comment sections. And I'm reading what people saying. You know how folks act like they really know what they talking about. And they ain't had, before I start throwing comments in the comment section, I'm going to get off for a second, Google a little bit, go to a couple reputable sites, make sure I got my stuff together so I can really sound smart when I come back and start typing in the comment section, and start pointing the finger at people like, y'all crazy. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Because in 1947, Truman and Douglas and Frederick Douglass in 1926, he was, and Booker T. Washington, in the African back to Africa, and I'm just going to be a keyboard warrior. So I got in the comment section and started reading, and I saw people talking about, child, don't worry about it. Just make sure right now you get a long-term care policy. That'll take care of you. You won't have nothing to worry about. Listen here, folks. Long-term care policies. Let me go to this screen first so I can help you. Let me go to this screen. Jean, were you able to see the screen before when I shared the screen? Good, because I want you to see this too, because when somebody tell me something, I'll just take people's word for it. I want to know, because I don't want to build my whole hopes and dreams and then have somebody pour cold water on them because I didn't really do my research and know what I was talking about. This scared the heck out of me. I almost pooped on myself. I ain't gonna even lie. I was scared. Long-term care policy, all right? If you think that's just the remedy and the cure-all for it, long-term care policy. You're going to go get a long-term care policy. So, prior to 1993, so in 1993, each state could choose whether to implement an estate recovery program. However, in that year, our good old government, good old America, good old government came up with the omnibus budget. Now, ain't that crazy how they be coming up some names you can't hardly pronounce what they're talking about? It be sounding like they talking about school lunch programs. And they talking about Medicaid. The Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act of 1993, look what it did, was passed changing the Medicaid payback rules. This act mandated, y'all hear this? Y'all hear this buffoonery? Mandated that every state must seek reimbursement from its Medicaid beneficiaries' estates upon their death. So if you get a long-term care policy, they are now, I don't remember what year, they are now only for a maximum of 5 years. 5 years. So you can pay into a long-term care policy, and they only good for up to 5 years. And you pay for it based on the level of services that you want. So if you only can afford, well, $2,000 a month should be enough to care for my expenses if I'm right. And so you get the cheap one. You know how people be driving around in Michigan with 20/40 on their car insurance? Well, at least I got insurance. And in St. Louis, what is it now in St. Louis, Gene? What's the bare minimum you can get? Well, you're in Georgia now. What's the bare minimum in Georgia? It's low though, ain't it? It might. I know some places it's like 15-30. In Michigan, it's like 20-40. Right. That ain't gonna do nothing. And so some people do the same thing with long-term care policies. Well, I'm gonna get the one because I can afford that. You know, it's only gonna cover $2,000 and it's gonna cover this, that, and the other. And you pay $150 a month for the next 25, 30 years for $2,000 a month coverage because the long-term care policy says we'll pay $2,000. After that, everything past that, you gotta cover it. Yeah. Or you can go with another plan. You can go with a shorter duration plan, the 3-year plan, 4-year plan. Basically, they're capped at a maximum of 5 years. My financial advisor, the ones that was offered through their program, all of them were capped at 4 years. So basically, they're saying that you better die. Right. Within 4 years or 5 years, you better die. You better go. Jesus better come get you. Because if you live longer than that, we can't help you.
Wow.
And you can say, but grandma, she paid into this thing for 30 years. Should have read the fine print. 4 years, capped. That's how far we can go. She ain't dead yet. No, she ain't dead yet. Well, we can't help you.
And then what end up happening, James, is the people get displaced.
Yes.
Once that money has been exhausted, if the family can no longer continue to pay that amount a month, they're going to have to move grandma somewhere else.
Look here. Y'all better start calling and texting your family and your friends right now, whoever's watching this, and tell them they need to jump on this live.
Yeah.
Because this stuff right here, I didn't even know it. And as smart as I thought I was, I didn't even know this. Scared the hell out of me. Yeah, I said hell because it scared me.
Yeah.
When I saw that, and I was like, oh my God. Now, you want to see something gangster? Y'all heard her just talking about being displaced, right? Basically, let me break it down to you in hood language. Oh, you ain't got no more money? You got to find somewhere else to go.
That's it. Because now you're tying up a bed for a resident who we can potentially get another 4 years off of based upon their policy.
Hello?
I'm going to share this too, James. I got a colleague that I know work for a large establishment. We had lunch a couple weeks ago, and she is an admissions specialist for her company down in Oakland County. She told me that they review a client's potential to pay before they accept. And if a client comes in, and if they only have enough money that's going to cover 6 months, they will even deny placement. Because the way they look at it is this. In 6 months, you're going to have to leave anyway. So versus us fill this bed for short-term stay, we will hold out and keep that vacancy so that somebody can come who may be a longer term.
Now tell me that ain't gangster. And then the only place that will take you is down on over there at Kinlock on Page Avenue. So yeah, if you're from St. Louis, you know what I'm talking about. Or if you're from Flint, the only place now that can take you is over there. You know, on what's Dayton Avenue, Dayton and DuPont.
We got something over there.
No, but I'm just saying somebody probably will open up one at their grandmama's house and say, hey, you know, they got 6 months.
They got 6 months where they can pay.
Yeah.
Let's take them on in. And after them 6 months.
Now, for those of you that was like, well, we'll just put Big Mama at Uncle Pookie's house, and they just pay, and they can keep no Medicaid ain't paying you.
Nope.
Ain't paying Pookie.
They only paying licensed facilities. And this is another thing too, James. We see. Well, the room and board is $1,200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
She can just go on and come on and live with me, and I can use that $1,200 to pay my mortgage. But you're not equipped and trained to take care of Big Mama.
Nope.
You're leaving Big Mama at home. You got your kids watching Big Mama while you out partying. Next thing you know, Big Mama slip and fall, break her hip, end up in a nursing facility, and now she can't recover from that injury.
Yep.
Because all you seen was a couple dollars. Health and safety should override a few dollars.
Yeah.
And some families think that they equipped to take on that responsibility, but they're not. And I'm telling you from my own personal experience. My sister wanted to take my mom in. And I had to have her think rational. I said, you work full time at General Motors. When are you going to have time to take care of mom?
Yep.
Oh, well, you and Drake gonna have to help. I said, I'll do this full time. I got a husband, kids that's active in sports. What good am I going to be to her? So my sister got mama for the weekend. Come Monday, she was singing a whole different tune. Because mama was, hey you, and hey come here. I need to be turned. My sister boyfriend walked through the house because he got off at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, can you tell Sharonda to come turn me? Yeah, mama wore her out that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But she had enough sense to realize I got to rethink this.
Yes. So, Gene, did you feel the same way I felt when you read that? Because I know I felt a certain way about it.
Yeah. Early?
Yeah.
And when people early, we're going to be not having every time. Not having right now. We're going to have it's hard level and younger age, so they can start now. Wait.
How many of y'all done heard me say over and over again? Me and Deja get on here. I get on here with Russ. I get on here with what was on with Rodney a few days ago, and we keep saying over and over and over again. Early. Start now. Stop putting off. Stop waiting. Stop making reasons why you can't. Stop talking about, well, I owe so much this and I owe that. Look, you better start paying yourself first. And you better start now, because I'm telling you right now, the state ain't going to give 2 cents worth of care about when you, the day of the funeral, you're going to get a letter in the mail the next day talking about how much that you owe. And guess what's going to happen to Big Mama's house? The state is going to make you sell that joint to pay back the money for the high rise toilet seat, for everything that Medicaid paid out for room and board, all the time that she was in that facility getting that great care. They going to make you sell that house, and they going to take the money, the profit. If it's paid off, they taking every dime that come from that house.
And this is another thing too, James. Don't think that you're going to run and have Big Mama sign that deed over within 3 years. Because they're going to get you on that too, because now you're hiding assets.
Yep.
Now you're hiding assets. It's time to plan. Stop waiting.
Yes.
That house Big Mama and Granddaddy bought that's been a legacy in the family, the state going to come in and is going to take that house.
Yes. I'm not going to do the future value projections and the numbers, but I'm just going to give you an idea. If you plan appropriately, right, and you already planned out, and let's just say when you out of here, your annual, when you're out of work, when you're not working no more, you retire. Let's just say you plan halfway decent, and now you got an annual income of $80,000 a year. And let's just say you did get your house paid off. So I'm showing a favorable, some things that are favorable. You still got to pay, your electric bill, gas bill, water bill. Still got to eat, have food. A lot of people will go out and lease a car or something, so they'll have some bills, right? So let's just say you did plan halfway well and you got $80,000. Well, you think about it. If you do need to go into a facility, you might want to liquidate and get rid of some of that stuff, right? A lot of people be trying to hold on to all of this stuff, thinking that, well, we're just going to leave it in the family. No. So that as much resources as possible can go to your care and your aid. They're going to require that you use your money first, right? So let's just say if you do have a 4 to 5 year projected lifespan, if you bring in $80,000 a year, that might be enough to go ahead and pay for your care. But how many people live past that time, right? So what we need to do is plan in such a way, and I'm not going to go through it tonight. We're going to go through it in a different video. There's a lot of distribution strategies that you can use, but you got to save and have something. And the only way that you're going to outpace inflation, I done told you, you got to get into some real estate or something. You got to get into something that can cash flow and appreciate in value. You got to have appreciable assets. You got to have some investments. Okay, you're scared of the stock market. Okay, stick your money in a mattress and see if it's going to be enough to pay for your stay in Rose Hill. No, that sounds like a cemetery. I don't want to do Rose Hill. I got to come up with a different name. Beautiful Gardens. How about that? For your stay in Beautiful Gardens Assisted Living Facility, you got to have some money. Yeah, and I'm trying to tell you, $200,000 ain't going to be enough.
Nope. For how long?
$200,000 ain't going to last.
For 4 years?
For 4 years? No, it ain't going to last.
No. And it's not going to be enough if you're thinking that you're going to have 24-hour around-the-clock care at the house.
No.
That's double.
Double. And if you think that, but it ain't happening, look here. I've read numbers enough where I could just throw out some random stuff and I'm still going to be accurate in what I say. If you're 50 years old and you got maybe $10,000 and you think you balling, you broke. And now I sound like I'm just being judgmental.
What did you say, James?
If you got $10,000 and you 50 years old, you broke.
You said 10,000 or 50,000?
10,000.
Yeah.
That ain't enough. If you 50 years old, you better get started. It's all I'm saying. Start adding something to that 10,000.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be, you know what I'm saying? And I know I come across hard sometimes and really like, but no, I'm just trying to hope you. Look, the older you are, the more you got to save because you don't have the same amount of time as somebody who's 30. And if you're hitting 40, my sister right here can testify. She got real serious about a lot of stuff a couple years ago, and she's been doing great. Her and her husband have made some tremendous decisions about their financial future, and they're investing consistently now. Nod your head and tell them what you know. What I'm saying, ain't that right, Gene? Yes.
Out of time. You showed me that. I ate. We ran numbers for 10 years.
Yep.
And then we did.
Yep.
It's
still not too late. I just told her, look, let's do this. Let's start here because once you get to this number, whoo, it might take 10 years to get there. So we ran 10-year projections. Then we did some 20-year projections. And I just told her about the car note. Remember, some of y'all that watched the video, I talked about paying yourself a car note. Mm-hmm. And me and her talked about this. And if you got a company-sponsored match, that's like your money on steroids. But yet you got folk out here talking this crazy foolishness about, see them 401ks, man, man, don't trust them. Man, now they ain't no good, they won't do. But the company is giving you free money. Why? Because pensions are pretty much gone. And you can't even guarantee no money in no pension nowadays. Shall I say Enron? Shall I say, see, I can go back. See, some of y'all don't know about some of these companies. I can go back. You ever heard of WorldCom? Have you ever heard of WorldCom? I know Gene did because Gene used to work for them back in the day. I had stock in WorldCom and made some money off of them. And then I started looking at their balance sheet and looking at the numbers. And I was like, something ain't looking right here. Them jokers was cooking them books like we fried chicken.
What?
Was straight cooking them books. WorldCom went under as fast as they was profitable. Gone. You ever heard of E.F. Hutton? When E.F. Hutton talks, everybody listens. Where they at now? See, I'm trying to tell you. Look, pensions, as much as you work 30, 40 years. Y'all know what happened to folk here at Delphi? You ever heard of Delphi? Them folk was, hey, I'm going to retire, get my pension. And they was getting their pension, buying Cadillacs and, living good, as we say back in the day. As my mama would say, living high on the hog. And then all of a sudden, Delphi was like, we got to cut y'all pensions in half. And them folks still in court right now. Some of them folk going to die before they're able to prove their case in court. And guess what happens? That's cool for the company because that's just now money that they can allocate towards the ones that still alive. Somebody else. They tie that thing up in court for years. It's still in court. Yes. So listen, Medicaid. If you end up needing it, just know you probably, chances are, you're not going to leave nothing to your family.
Right.
And I feel
because
like
with that, James, Medicaid is the insurance of last resort. So they want to make it certain that you don't have hidden assets, before the state begins to kick in. And I would venture to believe that if they even have an insurance policy, they probably could hit on that too.
Yeah.
To get their money back.
Yeah. So I know it sounds sad and morbid and people don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk about I'm going to die, but you're going to die. It's going to happen. It's going to happen unless Jesus come back, right? So why not talk about now who you want to care for you when you get older? Why not talk about that now? Why not put it in a legal document? Just pay an attorney to get a legal document put together to say who's going to take care of you when you get older. And you can't make the certain decisions for yourself. Who's going to pay your bills for you? Stuff like that. Because there are cases where people can work some things out. You ain't going to live in a lavish life, and family can work some things out. I've known some people that have done some tremendous things and stepping up to care for their elderly parents, right? But I know some other many. Deja can tell you many, and she gonna tell you many. The majority, it don't work out that way.
No.
They end up in a facility.
Right. Yep.
Well, you know,
either voluntarily or involuntarily.
Absolutely.
And what I mean by that is state get involved.
Yeah.
Adult protective services get involved. The sheriff department get involved. Because unfortunately some people again are just not equipped to take on that level of responsibility.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that you don't love your parent, but it takes a very, very, very special person who does that every day, day in and day out.
Yes.
That's a huge responsibility.
What were you gonna say, Jean?
I was saying that I thought you like a mom, it was hard.
Yeah. Yeah. See, our mother passed away last year. And man, she had her stuff in order. I was the beneficiary of the policy. We took care of all of her expenses. We had something left over to put toward her headstone. My sister, she had my sister on her credit cards, on her bank account, on everything. So she was able to take care of everything when she passed away. Now, she wasn't in a facility, or she was still taking care of herself. She had her own place, all of that. But she had all of her stuff in order. And the legacy that she left, it changed my life when I saw how well she had put everything together. And I was like, there's no way when my time comes that I'm not going to have my stuff in order like my mama did. Because she had her stuff in order, man. And when my sister went over to her children, and they talked about how everything was just so, she had a box with like articles from when Martin Luther King was assassinated. Everything was so neat and organized, and her paperwork was easy to find, and Jean was able just to make the phone calls and call up, the bank and this people and provide them with whatever notifications that they needed. And I was able to call the people that I needed to call. And in fact, I had been holding on to her policy for probably 10, 15 years, just in an envelope in a place where I kept it. A part of her paperwork, I kept it in a safe, and it was just seamless. Yep. Seamless. And here's the thing, people, what we're sharing with you, I want to share this because when we saw these numbers, we was like, whoa. So I'm going to share my screen back again because I want y'all to see this for yourself. Because if we just tell you, you could just say, well, he just talking out the side of his neck. Y'all probably ain't heard that before. That's something we used to say back in the day. He just talking out the side of his neck. I want you to see it for yourself. Check this out. What can Medicaid take after death, and what assets are exempt from Medicaid estate recovery rights? In many states, the only legal interest of a deceased Medicaid recipient that is taken into consideration is the individual's so-called probate estate. This includes any assets that are titled in the sole name of the beneficiary or as a tenant in common if jointly owned. These are the assets that will pass according to a person's will and go through the probate process, right? So you got to understand that when it goes into this probate process, you don't have a say-so in that, right? No say-so in that. Where's that percentage? This one I want to show you. Can you all see that screen where it says 80% of households? I don't know if y'all can see that screen. I hope it's on. That 80% of households with older adults either cannot afford their basic and long-term care needs today or are at risk of not being able to do so in the future. 80%, y'all. This information comes from the National Council on Aging. So 47 million seniors currently that are seniors. This is not the numbers that we're talking about where people that's 20 years away. We're talking about people that are currently seniors. 47 million seniors struggle financially or are at risk. And if you look over here and you're not sure what group you fall in, there you go right there. Baby boomers from 1946 to 1964. So some of us are just barely outside of the baby boomer generation, and we in the beginning stages of the Gen X generation, the Generation X generation, which is from 1965 to 1979. Look at that. Hey, Zennials, look at that. If you born in 1975, I was born in 1975. Look at that. The youngest age of a Zennial now is like 37, and the oldest is like 47. So you creeping, you knocking on the door. You're knocking on the door. Let me tell y'all something, because this is going to seem like I'm off topic, but I'm not. I told y'all I'm in this singles group on Facebook, right? And in the singles book on Facebook, the sisters in there. Sister, she's 47, 48 years old. And somebody asked a question. Well, what age, I'm just curious, what age will y'all date up and down? So the brothers are smart. We already know. Don't answer that question. Especially dating down. Don't you go there, bro. So the brothers was quiet, like a church mouse. You couldn't hear the brothers, but no brothers typing no comments in the comment section. Because we already know. And even some of the younger women wasn't. But most of the comments was coming from like 38, 40, 45, 47, 48, 50, 55, and older. The older women they was chatting hard in the comment section. So I remember reading this comment from this lady. She was like 47. And she said, I'll date up to like 50 because older men, they don't perform well because they on pills. Now here you are, you 47, ain't got no husband. And if I start running the numbers, y'all gonna be mad at me when I start talking about the risk that many black single females are at. You're gonna be in a nursing living facility, in a nursing home. Since you don't want me to use the bougie term of a assisted living facility, a nursing home.
Residential care facility.
I'm sorry. Residential care facility. Right? She talking about all these men on pills. Okay, that may be. But everything still works okay with me. I'm just saying. But anywho, that ain't what we're here for. But then they say, well, how far down would you go? I'll probably go like 35, 32. Because, these young guys, they be shooting they shot at me all the time. I can't even go to the grocery store. She's saying all this in the comment section. And I'm reading and scratching my head like, girl, that 32-year-old man, he ain't trying to marry you. Especially if he wants a children. He ain't trying to take care of yours. I mean, think about it. You could be 47. If you had children late, this woman could have a 10-year-old. That 32-year-old ain't trying to take care of nobody's 10-year-old. So if he trying to holler at you and shoot this shot, it's because he want to take his socks off.
And climb through the window.
And climb through the window. Alright, so then I'm sitting up there looking like, wait a minute. She's 47. She knocking on the door of a nursing home herself. She knocking on the door of high blood pressure. She knocking on the door of sugar diabetes herself. What's she talking about? Ooh. I ain't gonna get too descriptive because we definitely would get kicked off of Facebook for a long time. And I am streaming live to the church page too, so I gotta be, nice with some of the things I say. Thank you, church, Second Friendship Baptist Church. I mean, she's 47, knocking on the door. She's a zennial. She's at the top oldest age of a zennial. Just like I'm at I barely didn't make the baby boomers. I barely came here when the baby boomers generation. So I'm one of the oldest Gen Xers. I'm gonna be in the group of the oldest, the first Gen Xers to be up there talking about, oh Lord, I might have to go to the nursing home. I'm gonna be one of the first in the group. So all I'm saying, folks, is look, do you understand? You need to start investing.
Yes.
Because you're knocking on the door of, now they, look here, y'all help me out. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to let them say something to help me out. Do you not understand? Yes, their law says we can't discriminate because of your color, your ethnicity, your age, disabilities, your sex, blah, blah, blah. All they'll just say to you is, you're overqualified. You're not qualified. They just will tell you that position's been closed. They won't tell you they're trying to find somebody and hire somebody younger. No. They're not going to legally say that. So how many options do you really think if you got to get back out here and start working at 70 that you're going to find a job making $125,000, $150,000 a year? Most of us don't have that skill right now. So good doggone well, if you can't do it now, you ain't going to look up at 70 on a $150,000 job and you don't have one now. Y'all help us out. Because, see, this is the part where people start saying, see, there he go again.
Throwing that what?
Pouring cold. All you do is pour cold water on our dreams and hopes. I'm trying to keep you off of Medicaid. I'm trying to keep you when you can pass something to your children. I'm trying to keep you to when you die, Medicaid won't send your grandchildren or your children a letter saying they got to sell your family home that's been in your family for the last 60 years.
Right.
Y'all can help them out because let me take. I'm getting out. No, I'm going to the bathroom. No, I'm just playing, y'all. So, come on now, y'all say something because I don't know if I'm getting across to people.
No, because they got to start somewhere.
Yes,
like you say, Medicaid. If you get it, just know that there's going to be an invoice or a bill to follow.
Aging gracefully. How many of us are ready to do that? My sister was feeling real discouraged, and she just told you that herself a little bit ago, that she was feeling like there was no hope for her, that she was like, man, and we sat down and we ran some numbers, and I showed her you can still do this, but you got to get serious and start today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Just go ahead and start today.
That's right.
Now we're potentially going to, slide over. Some people say we already in a recession. Technically, we're not because the numbers have to be at a certain percentage with the S&P and some of the stock numbers and stuff like that. We are in a bear market, but technically we're not in a recession yet. Technically, right? This is the best time. Okay, we ain't talking about crypto. Y'all slide that over here. I'll come back to that later. We're talking about the regular traditional stock market. If you're going to get started investing, now would be a great time. I did a video a little while ago about future value projections, compound interest, and stuff like that. Go watch the videos. We ran some future value projections. I ran some talking about if you use a car payment for the next 13 years of $400, you can have over $100,000 in 13 years, right? So if you're 47, what age does that put you at? Somebody give me the math. If you're 47, 13 years put you at 50.
60.
47. If you're 47, 13 years. 60?
13 years will put you at 60.
Yeah, 47, 50, 60. Put you at 60. You're still not retirement age yet. So it puts you at 60 years old. You can have over $100,000. That's a great start that you can start putting that to work again. Or you can start getting it too. Maybe you can buy a rental property and get some cash flow coming in, right? You got some options now is all I'm saying. You get some options now. So me and my sister sat down and ran some numbers. Yes, she got to work at it for 10 years and stay consistent. We're in a down market. So guess what she's doing while she's dollar cost averaging? She's buying more shares now. So when the market turns back around, while she was buying low, because she got in and has been in for probably close to a year now or so, she's been doing it. She's buying more shares, dollar cost averaging. That way it manages and hedges her risk, right? Because we did talk about her risk tolerance and what she's able to do. I said, hey, if you start with 10%, this is what you're kind of going to look at, blah, 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 if you take 10%. But if you up that joint to 15%, trust me, things may seem a little tighter, but you'll get used to it, right? Do this, do this, do this. And we ran the numbers, right? So in 10 years from now, we did conservative projections. And what did the numbers, do you remember what the numbers came out to be, Gene?
I know they were the interest was highest on earning higher than actually and
Yep.
it was over.
Yes. We ran some numbers and she saw at conservative estimates, with her being consistent, following the plan, paying herself a car payment, they'll be sitting with over $200,000. Now, guess what? They got some options. There's no age limit on starting a business. There's no age limit in getting into real estate. Guess what? They don't even care if you got felonies. Yeah, they might say you can't get a job working at the plant or the factory, but you can go and get yourself some stocks and some real estate. Ain't nobody checking to see if you got a felony, right? So it gives yourself options when you get started where you don't have to risk everything, because there's always going to be a risk. But it's about making sure that you are acquiring assets that increase and grow in value. Then you can begin to create some cash flow for yourself, right? But if you don't want to have to end up in a situation where you can't age gracefully, you got to start now. And you got to take it serious. You got to take it serious and you got to start now. Because guess what? If you don't start, time ain't stopping or saying, hold up, I need to let her, she got to get herself together. She's in debt. She's struggling. She out here still trying to live her best life. Wait a minute, I got to give her a little time. No. I don't care how much stuff you spray in your hair, how much highlights and darkness and colors you change it, you still get gray hair. And I done already told you, you ain't going to always be able to drop it like it's hot. You're going to barely be able to drop it like it's lukewarm. Because when you age, guess what happens? Your age goes up and your earning potential and your possibility of being able to become that millionaire and build that generational wealth, the older you get, while you going up in age, that is going down in probability. Because I showed y'all the statistics. That's why you got to watch the videos and watch it all. And don't get offended because I might say something. Adesha might talk about you climbing in windows and taking your socks off and being somewhere where you shouldn't be, because you need to be focusing on your future and trying to build this generational wealth for you and your family, right? So I showed you the numbers, and I showed you that if you do it, it'll work for you. But what we're trying to say to you is, don't get offended. Just do it. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Get as passionate about it as you are about trying to find a husband. The reason why I said about the probability statistics, because I talked about them in the previous video. Once you hit age 40 for black people, we already have just a 6.4% chance that we're going to be a millionaire anyway. According to according to Entrepreneur and Black Enterprise, those two reliable sources, currently we only represent about 2% of the millionaire population. And as you age, once you hit age 40, that 6.4% probability chance of you becoming a millionaire drops substantially. So does marriage. So focusing on all of that and trying to get a man, it may or may not happen, but at least what you can be doing is beginning to plan for your future, for that time when you don't want to be out here as a Walmart greeter, or getting a job in the drive-thru at Burger King.
That can be an option, but shouldn't have to be a requirement.
It should be an option, not a requirement.
Because I told you, James, my future retirement job I used to say was going to be, working at the hotel. People get up early and fix the continental breakfast. But now that I have jury experience, I'm already working in my future part-time job that I choose to continue to work. But it's going to be an option, not a requirement.
Option, not a requirement. Gene, I want you to tell them, look right in that camera like you've been doing, and tell them, do you feel hopeless now?
No. Because you get
Yep.
doable.
It's doable.
And you instead of now.
Yes.
You're trying to go down and me home.
Yes.
You everything you can do is because I have a goal for me. And I started much late in a lot of things. My kids, my young, 12.
Yeah. In fact, your youngest is the same age as Deidre's youngest, I believe, right? 12? Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
And now, with the people that are like.
And check this out. And when she started getting serious about her financial future and started looking and saving and investing and doing stuff, she got 2 or 3 kids that's just like, they want to know all they can learn now about investing and business and stuff like that. I ain't going to get into that because that's another topic, and we'll get into about how as parents we can transfer this energy or our spirit to our children, and so as we be, they shall follow. We're not going to get into that. We'll talk about that on another show. Deidre, can we show them that one that you talked about again, that on the screen, the one where you were talking about the hold on, let me pull it up and then I'll show you this one right here. The fastest growing industry. Deidre, why do you think that assisted living facilities will be the fastest? We've already kind of touched on it, but why do you think this is probably going to be one of the fastest growing industries over the next 25 years?
Because of just the need. Over the next 25 years, I actually spoke to somebody prior to even seeing this particular information on social media, and it's somebody who works for OSHA that I know, and he had said to me over a year ago, he said, do you realize the business that you're in is predicted to be the fastest growing industry over the next 20 years. But according to this, it's 25 years. So I really believe that is the case because there are so many people who really don't want to have to go in a nursing home, but they recognize that they are going to need some type of long-term care. And they also realize that they may not be able to rely on family to provide the level of care that they may need. So a lot of the times, they may go into an assisted living facility, and we have to understand that's just a marketing term. That's the fancy name for a licensed residential group living facility.
Yes.
Assisted living. That terminology is very catchy, but you figure you have retirement communities that a lot of the seniors want to move in or choose to move in, and basically the difference is, do they need assistance with ADLs, activities of daily living? Do they need somebody who have to prepare their meals, have to pass their medication or do medication reminders.
Right.
Are they still self-sufficient in a lot of those areas? So there are actually tiers to the living, assisted living, long-term care residential facilities. There are very minimum tiers to something that looks like it may be a step away from a nursing home. So that's the good thing about assisted living facilities is they all come with different amenities that they can offer. Memory care. So for people who have, dementia or early onset of Alzheimer's. And a reason why I also think it's going to be a fast-growing industry is because the technology people are living longer.
True.
So you're going to need somewhere where they can safely reside. If it's not their private home.
Yes.
Because this is another thing we want to be mindful of. To get that level of care in your home, it costs a lot of money. I'm talking sometimes you're talking, $500 to $700 a day that an agency can require you to pay for those services. And if it's 24 hours a day, that seems like a lot of money. But it depends on if you have nurses providing the care, or if you have home health aides providing the care. But the agency still has to make some money on the back end to cover their expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So it is really less expensive to move into a facility that covers everything. Your meals may be covered. The staffing is all included. Your room and board is all included in that one inclusive rate.
Right.
Instead of a family trying to figure out who's going to watch mama on this day.
Yes.
You say you're going to watch her, but you got kids, and your kids got stuff that they got to do. To me, I really personally feel it is the safest way.
Yes.
Because these places are licensed and regulated. You cannot license and regulate a private home.
Yes. And here's the thing. The question becomes, who's going to pay for it?
That's what it amounts to.
Are you going to prepare and plan so that you can be able to pay for it? Or are you just going to let fate happen and then have to go from food stamps to Medicaid and then allow the state to say whatever that you may have that you was thinking about leaving your children and your grandchildren, it belongs to us because we paid for your care. So who's going to pay for it? And this is the thing that we talk about generational wealth. You want to talk about something that can stop it from happening? We're talking about it tonight.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about it tonight. I do want to talk about, I do want to mention that what we're going to have to do, Jean, we're going to have to bring you back on. Aubrey, Jean, we call her Jean, because we have had difficulty with your audio tonight. So we want to definitely bring you back on, because I believe there's some more things that you could talk about and add value to the conversation in terms of getting started later and some of the changes that you made. So if you all would like to see Jean come back and have that conversation with us here, and we can audio straighten everything so that she can begin to share her personal story about even at her age when she was feeling like, man, I'm hopeless. We sat down and we ran some numbers and we talked about her situation, her scenario, what her goals were, what she would like to do in the future, what she would like to see she wants to do for her children, and we put a plan in motion for her. If you'd like to see her come back when we can straighten out her audio and she can share that part of her story, drop that in the chat that you want to see her come back, and we want to definitely bring her back on to do that. But
James, it looks like we do have Angela Hollingsworth Reed.
Yeah.
She said absolutely. We would love to see her back on, obviously. But also, too, she wanted to ask the question, do you all meet Medicare?
Yeah, let's drop Jean off. Jean, thanks for coming on with us. I love you, baby. and we're going to get you back on, and then so we can answer that question. Thanks for joining us, Jean. So you can go ahead and drop off.
Bye, Jean.
How do I do this?
I got you. All right, perfect. So let's answer that question, because if you were not in when we very first started, Deja gave an explanation of the difference between Medicare and Medicaid. So would you like to share that again, Deja?
Yeah, no, basically what I was saying is Medicaid is the state offered insurance of last resort. So when we're talking about long-term care, the difference between Medicaid and Medicare is a significant difference. Most of the times, if a person is in a skilled nursing facility, Medicaid covers that cost for long-term care. Medicare, I believe it's like a 90-day stay or 89-day stay for a person to go in for usually like rehabilitation. And with rehabilitation, and with the Medicare, that is an age-based insurance and or disability insurance. Most people who either receive Social Security benefits, SSI benefits, SSID, the benefits that you get through the Social Security Administration, that they will also have that plus Medicare.
Yes.
Okay. So the difference is that Medicaid covers durable medical equipment, whether it's briefs, diapers, a tents. In some cases, if a person needs to be on a liquid thickener or even like a supplement like Boost or Ensure, if they get the proper orders from their physicians, Medicaid will cover that. And also, too, Medicaid will cover, if a person has a Medicaid waiver, they will also cover home care assistance. We hear even in Michigan, chore services. That is covered up under DHS through the Medicaid funded program. So a lot of the times people don't realize this, but with Medicaid, there is an attachment that's called the money follows the person. So if a person has a waiver and they want to move out of a skilled nursing and facility and they've been given some type of assessment, they will fund them going into a licensed facility. But most of the time, the hours that they allocate is going to be specifically for personal care needs, like assisting them with making sure they bathe, linens get changed, just the basic necessities. So you have the room and board, which covers their stay, and Medicaid kicks in and covers the personal care that covers the additional services that they need. So it is very a different type of insurance.
Very different. Also, you can kind of look at, and help me, Deja, if I say this correctly, but you can kind of look at Medicare as like what your health insurance is now. So when you have health insurance through your work or your job or through Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever, Medicare is now that coverage that you'll have when you're no longer in the workforce getting Blue Cross Blue Shield through your job. You can look at Medicare as like now your health insurance.
Yes.
Is that a good way of saying it, Deja?
It is. And there are different types of Medicare. You have like type A, type D. Some of it, like if it's for prescriptions, you will need, I believe, the Medicare
C, isn't it? D? C?
I believe it's D.
D, okay.
Yeah.
And
people don't know this, but people pay for that. They pay for that portion to help cover their prescription costs.
Yep. So you see right here, I brought up the screen again because I didn't share this part. So you can look at these things. Long-term institutional services such as nursing home care, that's provided through Medicaid. Home and community-based services like Deja talked about, that's provided through Medicaid. Certain hospital care and prescription drug services, a lot of that stuff is provided through Medicaid. So it says at state option, it could also include any other items covered that's available through the Medicaid program. I want to read this because this is important. Most people mistakenly believe that an aging loved one qualifies for a government handout through Medicaid. It's interesting why they use the word handout, because that's often what people see it as, right? Something that's the same as what you get, welfare programs now. But what they really qualify for is an interest-free loan. The loan, think about it, this is how you need to start looking at Medicaid. It's like getting an interest-free loan. The loan becomes due upon the person's death. And like any lender, the state wants its money paid back. You may be thinking, wait a minute. To qualify for Medicaid, a person must prove that they are essentially broke. Where exactly is that money coming from to pay Medicaid back? You will have nothing left for your heirs and descendants because they want to get paid back. It's not, maybe interest free, but it's a loan that they want to be paid back. It's not just free services like, you get all the food stamps you want, get all the other stuff, and nobody ever asks for it back. No, not with Medicaid. If you have any assets, that's why we use the one about the family home. Because this could be the family home that's been in the family, and you plan on leaving it to the children or grandchildren and keeping this home in the family. They will make you sell it.
Yeah. You're not
going
to have a choice.
You don't have a choice. So you either going to, I love what you said, Deja, earlier about, well, I don't remember how you said it, something about you can do it voluntarily or
involuntarily.
Yeah.
Because
I remember you said about option. You could do it, something about you said you could do it when you got the option to, or
I said both. I said you can do it. It can be voluntarily or involuntarily.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of the times people try to. How can I say this? Because I kind of got in trouble earlier already on social media. People are not always truthful or forthcoming when they go to seek benefits from the state. And like James had stated in one of the screens he shared, they're going to go back 5 years. So if you know that mom, dad, big mama, papa is getting older now, start the planning process now. He or she may be stubborn and may not want to take that house out of their name. But you guys need to have a family meeting and have a serious talk. Because if it gets to a place to where she or he needs the state to step in and provide, the Medicaid covered benefits, that house is going to go to the state.
Yeah, because they can go back 5 years.
They go back 5 years.
Yeah. So this stuff needs to be worked out now, as soon as possible. We right here. I advise you to see an attorney. Get an attorney. I told y'all I've hired a financial advisor, and in his advisory services, they offer legal services, tax services, comprehensive services. I want to make sure my stuff right. I don't want to be embarrassed. Yeah, I won't be here to know about it, but I don't want to be embarrassed like that. Like they're like, man, that dude James, he left his family in a mess. His kids fighting over his Jordans, and man, they can't decide who gonna get the truck and the car. They fighting over the house just falling apart because it's in probate, and the court is trying to figure it out. And while the court's figuring out, the roof is leaking, the foundation cracking, water's going into the basement. Lord Jesus, that man just all that he did. And we saw who just died a couple years ago, and it hit the news that they didn't have a will.
Yes.
Do we need to say his name? Y'all, because y'all know what we talking about.
Surprised.
I'm not gonna say his name because
that he did not have a will.
Didn't have no will. Didn't have no nothing.
Even sitting down with an attorney before and drafted up something quick. But fortunately, they took care of the wife.
They did, but guess who got paid? Them lawyers got paid because it went to probate. So lawyers got paid, fees came out.
I want to say Aretha Franklin too. Wasn't hers tied up in probate?
Yeah.
Also, who's his name? James Brown.
I believe so.
I think his was tied up in probate.
Look here. We got to do better, folks. We got to do better.
If
you keep talking about what you can't afford, you cannot not afford it.
But they can afford a lawyer to keep Pookie from doing some serious time.
Yeah, get a lawyer then. Be all on the we don't have phone books no more. See, y'all don't know about the days when my dad we used to go and deliver newspapers, not newspapers, but phone books, yellow pages and white pages, phone books. Mm-hmm. That was a job. We got paid. Anywho, back to the subject at hand. Look here.
Miss Angela just added DMX too. Apparently he is went into probate.
Yep. DMX. Look here. Y'all, look. When I ask y'all to share these videos, and I ask you to press the heart and the thumbs up and stuff like that. Look, I'm this is no cap zone. I'm keeping it 100 and real with you. It ain't because I'm trying to get popular and just want to go viral. People need to hear this information. And the way that this information is going to get out is through the algorithms on social media. YouTube has an algorithm that works different than the Facebook algorithm. And when you like the video and share it, because we get a lot of people that watch, but they won't like the video. When you like the video, if you're getting something out of it, don't you want other people to get something out of it too? So as you press the heart button and you press the like button, it helps the algorithm on these social media platforms so the algorithm on the platform will start suggesting videos and sending the information out, and it'll make it for people to start just randomly just seeing it based on other stuff that they might be looking at. But here's the thing. You need to make a deliberate go and down there in the corner and press that share button. You can send this video directly to your friends. You can send it directly to them through their message, through Facebook Messenger. You can send it to their Instagram Messenger, right? You can share it on your page. Look, this information, people need to hear it. Yes. I didn't even know this myself. I'm being honest.
But James,
I called Deja.
Shook you to your core. You said what? I'm sorry.
I called Deja. I called you. I was like panicked.
It shook you to your core. I could tell. Yeah.
So we're asking you to share this information because look. Let me just go and do it. Look here. That's why I know this. This information is for a lot of people. It can help a lot of people. Hispanic people, the Latino community. They're number 2 in spending and buying power in America, but their numbers are very similar to ours in terms of not having generational wealth being built for their families. And black people, we are so far behind. And I am tired of seeing GoFundMes. I'm tired of seeing people fighting over pennies. And I'm tired of seeing the next generation having to start over from scratch because they got nothing. Because we didn't even plan. You want to live by the Bible? This is part of the Bible. The Bible says that a wise man or a righteous man, they leave an inheritance to their children's children, to their grandchildren. It's selfish when all we want to do is spend our money on ourselves. This conversation, when I got this information, it upset me. Because I'm saying, Because of our lack of planning. We can point the finger and blame the government and all of these folks if we want to. But because of our lack of planning, the government can later on provide all of these illustrious services for you and then just take the little resources that you have left over, and you can't leave nothing to your family and your children. How long are we going to keep doing this? And it's not that I'm upset about it. I'm just, it hurts me in my heart seeing this over and over, generation after generation. The fact that now home ownership, the numbers have decreased in the black community. We still renting. And y'all see what's happening with inflation? Rents are going up. Watch my videos, y'all. Not because I'm trying to go viral, because I'm trying to share with you something that can change your life.
Right.
I just did a video talking about rents are going to be going up. Oh yeah, but it's boring and it's long and you should shorten it up. But tell me this. How long do you sit in the movie theater? And it's like the longer the movie, it's getting to the point now where people, if they see that the movie is an hour, 20 minutes, that's probably not a good movie because it's short. You can't even hardly watch none of the Avenger movies and they be under 2 hours. How about the ball game? All that stuff is just entertainment. You watch every last one of the NBA finals. Every last one of them. Didn't get bored at all. Super Bowl, football. You go out to the club and just sit there and wiggle your booty. And drink. And stay in there just hanging out. Relaxing, enjoying yourself. You don't do that for 20 minutes. This stuff can change our life. But what? It's boring? Yeah, it's boring. And watch my videos. I've said it. It's boring. Everything that's usually beneficial that can change your life is boring. It ain't sexy. It ain't exciting. It's mundane. And yes, it's boring. So tell me this. When your children got to start all over again and you ain't here and you ain't got to think about it no more, we leave them holding the bag. We just leave the next generation holding the bag. We can't even leave them a car. Can't leave them nothing.
They
can't leave them nothing
at all.
And we got to do better. Is all I'm saying. We are so far behind building wealth. Because why? We're $1.6 trillion of buying power. Because we got to impress other people. Keep up with the Joneses. We got to make sure that everybody know that we doing well. And as long as we doing well, better than the other folk over there, and we can flex a little bit and floss a little bit and boss up a little bit and show how much we can change our weave from week to week, we good with that. I told you, a lot of us just got big old hats, big weaves in our hair, but no cattle, nothing. No money in the bank, and you're bragging about how high your credit score is. You can't leave your kids a credit score.
Oh.
You can't leave them an 800 credit score. That does nothing for your children. Share the video, y'all. Share it.
I'm just sitting up here listening to you, and I can tell how very passionate you are about it. Because we are behind. I mean, I share with you my son's friend. My son is 20 years old. Once his friend turns 21, he's slated to get $1 million portfolio.
$1 million.
$1 million portfolio.
Yep. But yet, you see the video that I shared on the UGMAs and the UTMAs, the Uniform Gift Minor Accounts and Act, and the Uniform Trust to Minors Act. That video,
you told me about that too.
50 minutes long. Didn't really get a lot of views, and people would say it's boring. But I showed you in that video how by age 18, even if you didn't start when your child was 1, when they were first born, or 1 years old, or 2 years old, you could have waited till they got 3 years old and started. In 15 years, you could have had like between $17,000 to $22,000. And if you made a deal with your child and said, I tell you what, I'm going to keep putting 50, that was about $50 a month away. $50 a month for 50 years. For 15 years. $50 a month for 15 years. Between $17,000 to $22,000. And then if you made a deal with your child, and I said, I tell you what, for another 25 years, which the 15 years plus the additional 25 years, if you made a deal with them, you say, I tell you what, I'm going to match. If you put $50 in, I'm going to match your 50 and I'm going to put $50 in, continue to do that for you for another 25 years. So by the time they turn like 43 years old, they would have at the standard 9% interest rate, which is a conservative investment based on when you go see a financial advisor, they'll project you at a conservative 9%. Your child could have $500,000 by the time they turn 43. And all you did was put $50 in an account for them for 15 years to the time they turn 18. And then made a deal and said, if you put $50 in, I'll keep putting $50 in. And let's let this grow for another 25 years. So before they even turn 45, they can have $500,000. And these are strategies and things that are so doable. Share these videos, folks. Share it. Because, yes, it's boring, but people need to hear this. Because guess what's going to happen? A few years, 20, 25 years from now? Yeah, okay. 20, 25 years from now, some of y'all going to need Medicaid. And guess what's going to happen? Because you didn't plan, you're not going to leave nothing for your children. Because Medicaid is going to say, oh, we can't help you because you still got too much money. You got to spend that $50,000 before you can get anything from us. And then when they start kicking in and helping, they're going to go back 5 years after you die and make sure that your family wasn't hiding no resources. And if they find anything, they're going to take it. Because we're not planning. We talk a good game. Oh, yeah, child, I want to build generational wealth. I just want to build with somebody and build generational. You know what we need to just stop doing? We need to just stop lying. Either get serious or just stop lying. Because all the proof is in what you do. The Bible says it what? Faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
The proof ain't in what you're talking about, it's in what you do. Do you really want to age gracefully? Or shall we put a few more letters in front of that gracefully? DIS. Mm-hmm. I know it sounds sobering and hard, and sometimes it sounds like, oh my God, there you go again. Just pouring cold water on our hopes and our dreams. But we're here because we want to help other people excel. We want to get our people off of food stamps and trust God that He will take care of you. You go into church singing in the choir, talking about how much faith you have. Well, trust Him to get you off food stamps.
That's it.
Come on now. Trust Him.
You got
to get you off welfare.
Right here.
Trust Him to get you out the project. Trust Him to get you in your own home for you and your children. You believe in Him for a husband. Believe Him for get off food stamps. And y'all are going to be mad at me. I said I wasn't going to bring it up. No, we ain't going to bring it up. I ain't going to bring up the McDonald's girl. I ain't going to bring it up. We ain't going to do it. I ain't bringing it up because then y'all really going to be mad then. Nobody going to share the video. Because Deja already got in trouble talking about it on social media. The woman told her, you just being negative and you just need to, with your ugly self. And called the woman ugly. Called Deja ugly because she got offended because Deja said, look, those ain't his kids. Anyway, all I'm saying is, if you want to believe God and have faith for something, keep talking about, oh, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, shouting, singing, oh, we worship you, oh, Jesus. Believe God to get you off food stamps and off the system. Trust them. Start putting $50 away. Start putting $100 away. Do what you can. At least do something.
Step out on faith.
Yeah. Take some of that money. I know you want your hair to look good, but I ain't gonna do that because one thing don't do is talk about black women in their hair. That right there, that'll get you canceled. So I'm talking about black women in their hair, or brothers in their shoes. So I'm talking about brothers in their shoes. I got a good friend of mine. I've been telling he might see this on YouTube because he be watching my videos. He subscribed to my channel. So if you're watching, I ain't said your name. I've been telling him, look, bro, cut back on the shoes, man. Cut back on the Jordans. I did. Some of y'all that follow me on my personal page, you know how many shoes I got, how many Jordans I got. I cut back because it was getting in the way of me staying off of Medicaid.
That's right. That's it.
Deja, you take over, then we can wrap this up and we can get up out of here because, you know, we done went over an hour. We going into 2 hours.
Yeah. I just want to, say that, like we say this is called aging gracefully. Start now. Why put off today for tomorrow, what you can do today?
Yeah.
Just put a little bit away. But I do think, James, there is opportunity for some additional content for this.
Absolutely.
I really do because our people do need to know. Our black and brown communities. We just gotta do better. We have to want to do better.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. If I could really articulate and express this topic here, since I got the information, it's had my heart heavy. Cause the little bit of planning that some folk do, it ain't gonna be enough. You gotta get ahead of the curve. You gotta get ahead of it, man. And we're gonna follow this up with some more information on this topic. Because I agree with you, Deja. And if you all listen, you need to listen to Deja on this topic because she's in this. She has facilities that care for people. She knows what she's talking about on this topic, and we're trying to help you. Okay. We're trying to help your children to help you to leave something for them, something other than just your name. I'm proud of my name, Hollingsworth. But I'm going to leave my children more than just my name so that they can leave something for their children. Thank you for watching. If you've been watching on YouTube, share this video. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. We're like a month into the channel, into the podcast and the shows. But press the subscribe button. We're going to keep this content coming. Press that notification bell so you will get notified when a new video uploads and we go live. We're doing live. There will be maybe some pre-recorded stuff, but we are going to continue to do live and talk in real time so we can answer questions in real time. If you're watching here on my personal Facebook page, thank you for watching. Press the heart button, thumbs up like button. More importantly, share this video. Share it. Share it so they can hear this and it might shake somebody out of their apathy. And if you're watching on the Working People's Podcast, that page has been up for maybe a week or two now. It's still brand new as well. You can go over there and like that page, share the video from there as well. Also, once again, shout out to Rodney Williams for opening up their Facebook page of Second Friendship Baptist Church so his people and his members and the people of his community around his church can hear this content. Sorry we haven't jumped over there to see if there's any comments under the comment section on the page of Second Friendship Baptist Church. But shout out to you, Rodney Williams and the ship. Thank you all for watching this video. But you know what? I gotta go. So we out.
We out.